Imagine a world where the United States never existed. No Constitution, no Declaration of Independence, no Land of the Free, because in this timeline, the American Revolution fails, and the colonies remain under British rule. How different would the world look today? In our timeline, the Revolutionary War lasted from 1775 to 1783. The colonies were outnumbered, outgunned, and undertrained, but they had two advantages: French military support and George Washington's leadership. But in this alternate timeline, one thing changes. France never enters the war. Maybe their economy collapses earlier. Maybe political instability prevents intervention. Maybe Britain intercepts diplomatic messages. Without French ships, soldiers, and money, the Continental Army collapses by 1780. Washington is forced to surrender. The rebellion ends. The colonies remain British, and the world enters a very different future. First, the United States never forms. Instead, the territory becomes British America, New England Province, the Mid-Atlantic Province, the Southern Province, and a tightly controlled Western Territory. There is no president, no Congress, no Supreme Court. Instead, a royal governor-general rules everything. Second, slavery lasts longer, but ends more violently. Britain abolished slavery in 1833. But Southern plantation owners resist. This leads to a brutal conflict known as the Colonial Rebellion of 1840. The South loses, but the scars last for generations. Third, without a U.S. Constitution, there is no Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. These become British regulated privileges, not guaranteed rights. The colonies develop a more controlled, less individualistic culture. Fourth, westward expansion slows dramatically. Britain restricts settlement beyond the Appalachians. There is no rapid manifest destiny, no gold rush boom, no coast-to-coast superpower. California, Oregon, and Washington remain sparsely populated for decades. Fifth, the Industrial Revolution shifts. Without an independent United States, Britain becomes even more dominant. Factories, railroads, and ports stay centered in London. British America becomes a resource colony, not an industrial powerhouse. The world economy becomes hyper-British. Now the consequences. Without the United States, the 20th century looks completely different. No American intervention in World War I, no D-Day in World War II, no Marshall Plan, no NATO, no Cold War as we know it. Europe becomes the center of global power, not North America. Technology develops slower. The airplane, the microchip, the internet, Silicon Valley, space exploration. Without the United States, these inventions still happen, but later and under different nations. The first moon landing, probably British or Soviet. Culture is completely different. No Hollywood, no jazz, no hip-hop, no American sports, no American fast food. British culture becomes the global default. The world feels more formal, more conservative, and less individualistic. The modern map looks unrecognizable. North America might be divided into British America, French Louisiana, Spanish Mexico, and independent native confederations. Canada and the colonies might eventually merge into a single mega-nation, the North American Dominion. But it would be British-aligned, not independent. So here's the paradox. Would the world be more stable under a massive British-led empire, or less free without the United States? Would humanity be better off, or worse? Tell me what you think. Would a world without the United States be a better timeline, or a darker one?